Hello, graduates and guests. Please begin to take your seats. Graduates and guests, please begin to take your seats. Graduates on the floor, please take your seats. Graduates on the floor, please take your seats. Once again, graduates on the floor, please take your seats so we can begin our commencement ceremony. Graduates, please take your seats in the back. Graduates, please take your seats in the back. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to UCLA and our celebration of the College of Letters and Science Class of 2026. Thank you for attending today's events. Freedom of speech, which allows for the open exchange of ideas, is a core value at UCLA. As a learning environment, we never shy away from disagreement. Each member of the UCLA community has the right to present speakers and programs, as well as the right to protest speech. Protests or demonstrations may not be so disruptive as to silence the invited speakers from communicating to the audience or block the view of fellow guests. The university will not permit a response or a protest that is so disruptive so as to effectively silence the invited speaker and prevent them from communicating with a willing audience. Campus officials are present and prepared to approach any individual or group who created disruption. They will be warned, and if the disruption continues, they will be required to leave and are subject to arrest by the University Police Department. Those individuals could be held accountable under UCLA policy as well as any applicable criminal laws. Our goal today is to come together to celebrate the great accomplishments of the class of 2026. With that, please be mindful of other audience members and thank you for your attention. The podium our speakers will use today carries special historical significance. It is the same podium from which Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. addressed the UCLA community during his visit to campus in 1965. Graduates, family, and friends, we present the official party.
Will the official party please be seated? It is my honor to welcome you to UCLA Commencement Weekend. My name is Jorge Marturano. I am Professor of Latin American and Caribbean Literature and Cultural Studies in the Department of Spanish and Portuguese, where I am also chair. It is my pleasure to serve as the College Marshal for this ceremony. I would like to introduce a member of the class of 2026, Toya Soto. Toya is graduating with a major in Public Affairs and a minor in American Indian Studies, and she will acknowledge our presence on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Gabrielino Tonga peoples.
Yate. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Toya Mariposa Soto, and I'm from Jemez Pueblo in the Navajo Nation, belonging to the Oak and Bear Clan. I am honored to be here today as a graduating senior at UCLA to welcome you and offer this land acknowledgement. Today, we gather on the unceded ancestral homelands of the Gabrielino Tongva peoples. I would like to acknowledge and honor the Tongva Nation as the original stewards of these lands, whose presence, resilience, and connection to this homeland continue today. As Indigenous people, we understand that who we are is inseparable from where we come from. The land is not something we simply occupy. It carries our stories, our teachings, and our responsibilities to future generations. I was raised to acknowledge the Indigenous homelands I occupy. Although I was raised here in Los Angeles County on Tongva land, I remain deeply connected to my tribal homelands in New Mexico, where I return often to be with family and community. Since I was 2 years old, I have danced in our cultural ceremonies, learning the importance of carrying our traditions forward and maintaining our relationship with the land that sustains us. For me, this acknowledgement is deeply personal, but it is also a reminder that we are always on Indigenous land. Long before UCLA existed, long before Los Angeles became the city it is today, communities lived, learned, governed, and cared for these lands. Learning has happened here since time immemorial. Long before this university existed, knowledge was being shared across generations on these lands. That understanding calls upon us to approach this place with respect, gratitude, and a willingness to learn from the histories and peoples who have shaped it. As a Native student at UCLA, where we make up less than 1% of the student population, I understand the importance of Indigenous representation in higher education. Native peoples are not relics of the past. We are still here. We continue to lead, teach, preserve our cultures, and carry our traditions forward while building futures for the generations to come. To the graduating class of 2026, thank you for allowing me to share these words with you today. As you leave UCLA and begin the next chapter of your journey, I encourage you to carry these ideas with you. Learn about the lands you occupy, honor the people connected to them, and remain curious about the histories that shape the places you call home. Congratulations on this incredible milestone. Be proud of all that you have accomplished and move forward with purpose, humility, and confidence in who you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Toya, and congratulations to you on earning your degree. Today, I stand before you, dear graduates, along with an audience of your families and your friends, as well as our faculty, our distinguished alumni, and Chancellor Julio Frank, Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Darnell Hunt, and the rest of the leaders of our campus on this stage. Together, today, we also enjoy the privilege of honoring the class of 2026. We all feel incredibly proud of you and really, really happy for you. You know, trust me, this step is so meaningful and important, and you have to believe me, you will never forget what you are achieving today after these long years of effort, work, challenges, and the overcoming of the adversities that life often throws in our way. And you will never forget the joy of having been students of this great institution, because you will now be Bruins not for life by graduating today. I am confident that earning your UCLA degree will be the first of many accomplishments ahead of you. Everyone here is sure of that because we know you. We know your intelligence, your tenacity, and your disposition to help and serve whoever is around you, from your dear friends, your loved ones, and your community, whichever it is. And I'm not making this up when I stress that everyone in these stadiums look forward to celebrating the achievement of the class 2026 for many years to come. I congratulate you, graduates, on coming this far, on achieving your goal to have your BA or BS from UCLA. And I know you will keep going strong in your new endeavors. What lies ahead won't be easy. I can assure you that, because it never is. And if you have reached this point right now, you know better than anyone. Life is not easy, sometimes it's not fair, and sometimes it is simply too difficult. But you will prevail, and you have already done so many times. You are allowed to think and to feel that by graduating at this particular historical moment, you are receiving a bad hand. Because it's true. Imperial warfare aggression, horrible massive attacks, punitive campaigns against civilian populations, source of disease, a tough labor market. But I'm thinking, ask your mothers, ask your fathers, ask your grandparents, your older sister and brother, if they had it easy. Of course, they did not. They had worked hard, they had made a lot of sacrifice, sometimes leaving their own families behind, their own home countries, their language behind, to give themselves and their families a better future. If I have to recommend something, it will be this piece of advice. Keep the mindset of the immigrant alive. Be by heart an immigrant even if you are not, because that immigrant mindset will let you overcome everything, because the immigrant is the model citizen of any society. And it will not be hard, since in the end, we are all immigrants. We all come from the same place far away from here, back in time. Take advantage of the happiness and joy and the feeling of accomplishment of becoming a UCLA graduate to gain momentum into the next steps in your young lives. And do not give up. Be prepared to take advantage of any opportunity that may arise. Don't be afraid of being ambitious, but do not expect instant solutions or rewards. Everything takes time in life. Time and effort and work and enthusiasm and dismay, high and lows, and frankly, it is awesome that life is not the product of instant gratification. It is more a question of mattering, of having an impact, of fighting to not be invisible, but rather be recognized by our efforts, our work, and our ingenuity. All this demands time and dedication, resilience not to be discouraged by setbacks, to go ahead where others have given up. You only achieve your goals over time, and never immediately, as you have done here in your studies to become a UCLA graduate. And commit yourself not only to being good, but to being better than before, to help your community and to always be there for others. And please, just go to make this world that you have inherited from us, I'm sorry for that, a much better world for you and for everyone. And please, if you have achieved your goal to graduate, and I congratulate you all again for that, class 2026, just be grateful to those that have accompanied you. Give a big hug to those around you. Embrace your mom and dad, your sisters and brothers, the older member of your family that perhaps never had the opportunity to walk the aisle under the music of pomp and circumstances. Embrace them and kiss them and tell them, I am here now because of you, because of your love, support, your presence, physical or emotional. Because when you walk off with your diploma in hand, all those around you, parents, siblings, grandparents, members of your extended family, significant others, are walking with you as well, as they always do in the future. My deepest congratulations to you, class 2026, to you and to all the family members here and at home. Thank you. Singing the national anthem this afternoon is Anna Wahlberger. Anna is graduating today with a degree in cognitive science, specializing in computing, and a minor in professional writing. Everyone please rise for the singing of the national anthem and welcome Anna.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Anna. You may be seated, please. Now, I am pleased to introduce the Senior Dean of the College and Dean of Physical Sciences, Miguel Garcia Garibay.
Hello, graduates. On behalf of the deans, faculty, and honored guests who join me on this stage, I welcome you and your family to the commencement ceremony for the College of Letters and Science. I would also like to thank Professor Marturano, our college marshal, for greeting us this afternoon. Thank you. Graduates, this is a day to acknowledge your achievements and to celebrate the culmination of your undergraduate studies. You have met the highest challenges of education. You have been partners with faculty in our quest to learn and discover. You will be the next generation of leaders in the fields you pursue. Class of 2026, your academic journey has led you here to this historic moment in time, which will never come again. But together, we look forward to a bright future. Graduates, joining us here today are many special people who stood by you through your years at UCLA. Your family and friends, which I would like to ask the parents, the friends, and the family members of our graduates to please stand. Graduates, please join me and acknowledge your guests. Thank you. Please. We are extremely grateful for your support of our Bruins. Thank you. Now, I am pleased to introduce the 7th Chancellor of UCLA, Julio Frank. Since taking office, Chancellor Frank has championed efforts to build greater connection on campus, expand partnerships with the community, encourage dialogue across difference, and reinforce our commitment to academic excellence and public service. Together with the UCLA community, he is advancing a collective vision for the university's future called One UCLA. Please join me in welcoming UCLA Chancellor Julio Frank.
Good afternoon to everyone. It is my great honor to preside over today's ceremony and to celebrate the remarkable UCLA class of 2026. Congratulations! This moment belongs to all of you. And I hope you feel a deep sense of pride as you mark this milestone. But no one reaches this day alone. Let's again applaud the parents, families, friends, faculty, staff, coaches, and mentors whose support and encouragement make this achievement possible. Graduation is a time to reflect on the moments that shaped your life as Bruins. You may remember stepping into Bruin Walk for the first time. You may remember a class that questioned your assumptions about the world. You may remember late-night conversations on the Hill or the rhythm of the 8-clap rising around you in Poly. At the time, those moments may have seemed ordinary, but years from now, you will return to them as some of your most cherished memories. The talent and ambition you brought to UCLA has been transformed. You are leaving with a deeper understanding of yourselves, of others, and of the world you will now help shape. We call this UCLA for life. I would like to speak briefly about the world you are entering. We are living in a moment marked by an unprecedented mix of pressure and promise. New discoveries are expanding what is possible, and the future can seem limitless. At the same time, though, polarization is dividing our communities, and trust in institutions is declining. In this complex context, you're about to enter the most dynamic labor market in history, mostly due to advances in technology, which are both creating new jobs and disrupting existing ones. These challenges will help shape the future you inherit. They also offer opportunities for you yourselves to shape that future. As you leave UCLA, you carry with you more than the knowledge you gained in your classes. You carry the values that underpin our value to society. The search for truth, freedom of expression, respectful disagreement, expansion of opportunity, embrace of difference, dedication to service, and the relentless pursuit of inclusive excellence. These are not just university values, they are human values. They help us find common ground, and they remind us that disagreement does not mean division. In moments like these, values matter most when they guide our actions. I believe one action is especially important: kindness to strangers. Let me tell you why this matters to me, not just as UCLA's chancellor, but as a person. The defining moment of my life happened, like with so many other people, before I was born. In the 1930s, my paternal grandparents were forced to flee Germany, their home, along with their two young children, my father, who was 6, and my aunt, who was 4. A series of unlikely events brought them to Mexico, a country poorer in material wealth, but richer in tolerance, solidarity, and kindness to strangers. It is relatively easy to be kind to people who look like us, sound like us, pray like us, love like us. It is much, much difficult to show kindness across those differences. That kindness saved my family. It allowed them to rebuild their lives, and it made my own life possible. Like all my siblings and cousins, I was raised with a sense of responsibility to give back. We have dedicated our careers to public service through medicine, science, music, and education because we understood that kindness can make possible. Today, I believe this more strongly than ever. In a time when it's easy to retreat into our own silos, kindness is a way of building connection. It reminds us of our shared humanity, and it opens the door to understanding. And that brings me back to you and to UCLA. As graduates of this great institution, you now carry UCLA's mission far beyond Westwood. UCLA will always be part of you, and you will always be part of UCLA. Our university's motto, Fiat Lux, or Let There Be Light, is not just a phrase. It is a call to action for the rest of your lives. Let your learning be a source of light. Let your voice bring light to difficult conversations, and let your actions shine light where it is needed most. When you are unsure where to begin with kindness. Class of 2026, may you lead with intellect, humility, and heart. May you use what you have learned here not only to improve your own lives, but also to improve the lives of others. And may we stay connected as one UCLA. Congratulations and go Bruins! Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Frank. My name is Adriana Galvan, Dean and Vice Provost of Undergraduate Education. My fellow deans and I are honored to acknowledge the students who graduate today with very special academic achievements. I would like to recognize the students who are graduating with one of the highest academic honors awarded to students in the College of Letters and Science, the designation of College Honors. The extraordinary students who are graduating with college honors have completed outstanding work in their major and a special set of rigorous courses. Of the thousands of students who are graduating from UCLA this year, nearly 200 are receiving college honors. Will the students who are graduating today with college honors please stand? Thank you. Please be seated. Dean Johnson will recognize your service in the community.
Graduates, my name is Tracy Johnson and I'm the Dean of Life Sciences. I am pleased to recognize our many students who are involved in projects in the community. They accomplish this important work through campus programs and bring together civic involvement with academic courses. Would all of the graduating seniors who have served in the community please stand if you're able? Thank you. Please be seated. Dean Valenzuela will recognize the Chancellor's Service Award recipients.
Graduates, I am Abel Valenzuela and I serve as Dean of Social Sciences. I am privileged to acknowledge the recipients of the 2026 Chancellor's Service Award. The Chancellor's Service Award is presented to students whose college careers have been distinguished by dedication to UCLA and the community. These students, 88 of them this year, have earned this distinction through a sustained record of outstanding leadership and service. Will the students who have been honored as recipients of the Chancellor's Service Award please stand if you are able so that we can recognize your superb commitment. Thank you. Dean Stern will recognize those who have earned Latin honors.
Congratulations, graduates. I'm Alexandra Stern, Dean of Humanities. I have the honor of presenting our students who are receiving Latin honors, which is, yes, recognition for high academic achievement. As you may know, there are 3 levels of Latin honors. First, I would like to acknowledge our students who have received cum laude honors. Please stand if you are able and be recognized. Congratulations. Please be seated. Next, I would like to honor our students who are graduating magna cum laude. Please stand if you are able and be recognized. Thank you. Please be seated. Finally, let us honor the students who are graduating with the highest Latin honors, summa cum laude. Please stand if you are able and be recognized. Please be seated. And again, congratulations. Dean Garcia Garabay will recognize your effort in research.
Hello, graduates. I would like to recognize students who have participated in research while at UCLA. As you know, UCLA is one of the world's great research universities. More than half of our students enhance their academic careers by working alongside faculty on projects, or writing an honors thesis, or participating in research classes. These students perform original work and advance the frontiers of knowledge. Would all the graduating seniors who participated in research please stand so we can recognize your achievements? Yeah. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Thank you, Dean Garcia Garibay. Graduates, you've excelled in everything you've put your mind to, from research to community service, from academic success to personal enrichment. You've spent your years at UCLA becoming well-rounded and ready to begin a new chapter. Your student speaker for today embodies many of your own successes. It is my pleasure to introduce today's student speaker, Liam Jenny. Liam is from Oakland, California, and is graduating with He's graduating with college honors and degrees in atmospheric and oceanic science, political science, and a minor in environmental science, systems, and society. During his time at UCLA, Liam fully engaged with the campus community. He served as a research assistant in a biological oceanography lab, a campus tour guide, a supervisor for UCLA Recreation, co-director of the Marine Operatives, and director of the Den Operations Club. His undergraduate research on aquatic environmental DNA has already helped shape how California monitors and protects its waters. This August, he will begin a fellowship with the California Department of Water Resources. Please welcome Liam.
Good afternoon. Before beginning, I would like to extend a sincere welcome to all gathered here in celebration. Our Chancellor, Dr. Julio Frank, esteemed faculty and staff, professors and mentors, honored guests, friends, family, and loved ones, and of course, the shining stars of the day, the graduating class of 2026. I am honored to stand with you and celebrate your myriad accomplishments. Congratulations. As we all know, there are countless opportunities to pursue as a student here. Thousands of people to meet, hundreds of experiences to hold, dozens of paths to walk, all at one UCLA. There's an almost overwhelming number of possibilities, and I know many of us felt stranded in a sea of choice at our very first enormous activities fair. Lost amongst tables pulsing with energy, we were motivated by the very thing that daunted us: opportunity. On that day, the question wasn't just, what will I do here, but who will I become? Despite initial uncertainties, we began to answer. We joined clubs that challenged us, organizations that grounded us, and teams that tested us. Spaces that welcomed us when we didn't yet know where we belonged. What began as a campus of strangers slowly became something far more personal. A community, a home we could call ourselves part of. We could recognize ourselves within. Over time, I found pieces of that recognition everywhere I looked. In early morning sunrises at the Rose Bowl with the Den, where hoarse voices and sunburns faded into belonging. In afternoons at sea, communing with salt and dolphins alongside the Marine Operatives of the AOS Zodiac. In Night Howl with my best friend, where time disappeared and late night silence was turned into laughter that made everything feel lighter. And of course, in giving campus tours, watching a new student encounter those same countless opportunities and being reminded what it felt like to fall in love with this place for the first time. Because that's what happened to me, to all of us. We fell in love. Not all at once, not in some grand sweep you off your feet way, but in the accumulation of ordinary moments, small and repeated. Community is not stumbled upon. It is built brick by brick. Belonging is forged through care, through attention, through choosing again and again to invest yourselves in your passions, the things you love. Because love is powerful. Love is what made early mornings possible. It's what made late nights meaningful. So today, I offer to you what I can only describe as a love letter, addressed to UCLA, the place of limitless possibilities, to to the communities of friends that made this once unknown campus feel like home. A love letter to mentors, professors, and PhD students who imparted on me their knowledge, as well as a responsibility to our oceans and planet. To my parents and family, who first taught me what love is. Excuse me. My dad was right, I did need this. This is a love letter to the class of 2026. To all of you, to each of you, for the ways you showed up, you cared, and you built something meaningful here. I leave you with this letter, a reminder of our love, and a force to carry you into your future. Share it freely, in the same way that we found it here. Small and repeated moments of care, of belonging. Love is funny. It doesn't deplete when given, it only multiplies. It is our one unconditionally infinite resource. And it is also our most powerful. It's the very thing that makes community possible, and with it, I know you will shape a lovely future for us all. A world full of love. UCLA, class of 2026, I love you. Congratulations, go Bruins!
Liam, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Jackie Joyner-Kersee. Before she became an Olympic legend, Jackie Joyner-Kersee was a Bruin. She arrived at UCLA from East St. Louis, with extraordinary talent, determination, and ambition. Here on campus, she pursued excellence in 2 sports, competing as a standout student athlete in both basketball and track and field. Long before she leapt into the hearts of millions around the world, she balanced practices, competitions, classes, and the daily challenges of student life at UCLA, much like the graduates seated before us today. What followed was one of the most remarkable athletic careers in history. Jackie competed at 4 Olympic Games and won 6 Olympic medals, including 3 gold medals. She redefined what was possible in the heptathlon and long jump, setting records that have endured for decades. She amassed so many medals and records across so many decades and disciplines that they are often distilled into one single distinction: the greatest female athlete of the 20th century. But what makes Jackie Joyner-Kersee truly extraordinary is that her legacy extends far beyond the track. Throughout her life, she has devoted herself to expanding opportunities for others. Through the Jackie Joyner-Kersee Foundation, she has invested in young people, strengthened communities, and helped create pathways to success in her hometown of East St. Louis and beyond. She has shown that excellence and service are not competing ideals, but complementary ones. In many ways, Jackie embodies the very best of UCLA: excellence pursued with purpose, leadership rooted in service, and a commitment to expanding opportunities for others. Her story reminds us that our greatest accomplishments are more than the heights we reach. They lie in the opportunities we create for others. Please join me in giving a warm UCLA welcome to our 2026 College Commencement Distinguished Speaker, Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
Thank you, Chancellor Frank, distinguished guests on the dais, family and friends, loved ones, and most of all, you, the graduates. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an honor for me to stand before you as a fellow Bruin, someone who didn't know the opportunity would ever exist for me to come to a school like UCLA. Growing up in East St. Louis, Illinois, and parents who were teenagers just trying to make the ends meet. But I had a dream that I wanted to make a difference, not knowing that that difference would come between me doing athletics or that connection to athletics. So when I received a letter of intent to sign with UCLA, and it was in basketball, because most people know about what I'd done on the track, but they didn't know I was a 4-year starter for the women's basketball team. And a shout out to our national champions. Yay! But today is not about me. It's about you. It's about the choices you have made. Discipline is a choice. And each day, each morning, each night, you chose to pour into your studies because you had something in mind, what you wanted to do and who you wanted to become. You made your own community without knowing you were making a community. That community of faculty, that community of friends, that community of family truly makes a difference. And that's why we are here today celebrating you, because you have put in those endless hours of understanding what I need to do to get to the next level or get the next grade. We got scientists, doctors, inventors, all kind. And for me, it started right here at UCLA. It started with a mindset that I am one of many All-Americans, one of many All-Staters. But in my heart, I wanted to be one of the best, because that's what UCLA has always stood for. It's excellence, not just on the field, but off the field. UCLA set the standards. Everyone is always gunning after UCLA, trying to figure out how can we beat them, because you know you are in a class by yourself. You have set the standard, and because you have set the standard, you have really created opportunities for the next generation. So my work in my community here started with a family loving me, pouring into me. When I lost my mom unexpected at 18 years of age, and I had to travel back home some 3,000 miles and make a decision. And that decision became a choice. The choice to either stay in East St. Louis or come back. I realized that I had a scholarship, had a dorm room, and had all the food I could ever want and need. Yeah, I know how they feed us. So I got back on that airplane, traveled back out to UCLA, but with a mindset of, what is community? What is community? It's the community of the gold and blue. But for me, it extended beyond the gold and blue. It's always been about staying connected to home, never forgetting where I had come from. creating opportunities for others. When someone says you can't do something, you find a way to get it done. And it goes back to those choices. Because the choices you make today will dictate the life you will live. So it's left up to you to continue to make the choices of the life you want. Earlier I spoke about this creation, the life you have created, in connecting the dots. As you sit here today as graduates, tomorrow would be a new day. Some of you have a game plan, and some of you still trying to figure out exactly what it is that you want to do. And that's okay, because it's your choice. And remember, you already have the most important ingredient, and that's discipline, because that's a choice. So I say to each and every one of you, as you move forward in life, don't forget the people who believed in you when you didn't believe in yourselves. Don't forget your family and friends who, when I was coming through, we had landlines, so I called. You all got cell phones, and you probably text, and you do all of that, whatever you might be going through. But it's good to keep that connection. But even when you might think that the door is not going to open for you, or if you think the door is going to open, the rejection or the opportunity, don't text. Find a way to use your voice. Make that connection. Make that choice to stay connected to your family and friends. Because the friends you have here today are friends you will have for the rest of your lives. And this moment is just the beginning of one milestone which you have been able to attain through goals, achieve through hard work. But more importantly, you made the commitment. You made the choice to stay up, if it's all night, get the exam, do whatever you had to do. It's discipline. Others might not understand, but you do. You are the leading example of what excellence look like for the gold and blue. So I wrap it up with you all saying, I remember in one of the literature classes, I can't remember who the quote is by, but it reminds me of each and every one of you. If you give the world the best you have, the best will come back to you. Let's go, UCLA. Let's go.
Thank you, Jackie, for those inspirational words. Again, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, everyone. I'm Darnell Hunt, UCLA's Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost. It is my honor to call Chancellor Frank to the podium. The deans of the college will present the candidates for the conferral of their degrees. Presenting the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Disability Studies in the Division of Undergraduate Education is Dean and Vice Provost Adriana Galvan.
Thank you, Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Hunt. The Disability Studies graduates have completed the first degree of its kind to be offered at a public university in California. These trailblazing graduates have studied how disability is a core aspect of the human experience, something the majority of us at some point will experience in either a temporary or permanent way during our lives. They've mastered the ability to think critically, to conduct important research, to express their experience in the arts, and to apply what they've learned in our community as champions in challenging and changing society's attitudes towards disability. They've proven themselves to be exceptionally versatile scholars by excelling in advanced courses representing a wide range of disciplines, including the arts and humanities, social sciences, public policy, technology, and education. We are proud to be cultivating a growing community of scholars in the field that values empathy and intersectional thinking. As graduates, they will serve at the forefront of transforming society's perceptions of disability. Their goal is nothing short of a more inclusive society. I'm so proud of their work. Excelling alongside our bachelor students in the important foundational courses of this discipline are our minors in disability studies. Since 2007, we've graduated over 300 minors in this discipline. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Disability Studies and our degree candidates completing the Disability Studies minor please stand if you're able and remain standing. Chancellor Frank, it is my honor to present to you our groundbreaking, artistic, passionate, scientific, socially committed, outrageously compassionate, technologically advanced, and entirely phenomenal candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Disability Studies and the Disability Studies minor in the Division of Undergraduate Education.
Thank you, Adriana. Candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree and the minors in Disability Studies, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degree for the International Institute is Vice Provost of International Studies and Global Engagement, Cindy Fan.
Thank you, Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Hunt. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in the International Institute please rise and remain standing? Candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree from the International Institute, you are graduating at a time of profound global challenges, and we are immensely proud of you, not only for your academic achievements, but also because of your resilience and resolve to overcome the many challenges of our times. Periods of great uncertainty remind us of the vital importance of educating culturally aware, globally engaged citizens, connecting across borders, having a deep understanding of diverse peoples and places in the world, and knowing the importance of a global perspective are precisely the educational goals of the International Institute. Graduates of the International Institute, you are ready to be leaders because you have the tools to bridge the gaps that separate nations and cultures, and to promote global and local engagement toward finding solutions for issues such as global climate change, racism and discrimination, political conflicts, social inequality and injustice, and global health threats. Your intercultural skills and experience and your humility to appreciate diverse opinions and the courage to question your own are needed now more than ever in a world that demands collaborative solutions to complex shared problems. The multidisciplinary research and academic programs of the International Institute aim to bridge cultural divides and build a global understanding. The Bachelors of Arts programs of the International Institute are intentionally multidisciplinary, designed to foster deep understanding of the world and cultivate informed, thoughtful, and active global citizens, that is, you, as the next generation of world leaders ready to shape the future. Some of you have focused your studies on a particular geographic region of the world, as is the case for our majors in African and Middle Eastern Studies, Asian Studies, European Studies, and Latin American Studies. You can make some noise. And others have explored global issues through thematic programs, as is the case for our majors in Global Studies, and International Development Studies. As many of you have enriched your education through programs offered through the International Institute, including minors in global health, international migration studies, and from African studies, East Asian studies, South Asian studies, and Southeast Asian studies. Graduates of the International Institute, you leave UCLA with an educational background that will help you to recognize the value of new forms of civic engagement across the local and the global and across the national and the international. You are empowered to shape and improve the world as the next generation of leaders in business, education, government, the nonprofit sector, in fact, in any endeavors that you're passionate about in any parts of the world. So, Chancellor Frank, it is my great honor to present to you these civic-minded, leadership-driven, interculturally astute, locally and globally connected, and forward-looking candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts from the UCLA International Institute.
Thank you, Cindy. Candidates for the bachelor's degree from the International Institute, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the Division of Physical Sciences is Dean Miguel Garcia Garibay.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor and Provost Hunt. I was thinking that, do you think your parents here, your friends, everybody understand how hard your major was? So what I thought is, if you think they don't get it, how hard it was, you shout really, really loud, okay? When you hear your major, then if you thought it was pretty hard, or if you think your family doesn't get it, how hard it was, then you go wild, okay? All right, let's start. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelors of Science and Bachelor of Arts in the Division of Physical Science please raise and remain standing if you're able? Graduates, you have learned about the great challenges of our time, deep questions about the nature of our universe, about our origins, above all, about our future in the world in which we live. For instance, climate change lies in the domain of our students in atmospheric and oceanic sciences. Earth, planetary, and space sciences. And the Institute of the Environment and Sustainability. Well, the discovery of compounds that cure diseases and that lead to the sustainable generation of energy will be the world of our graduates in chemistry and biochemistry. The investigation into the structure and deep history of the universe, as well as the possibility of other life in the cosmos, will be pioneered by our physics and astronomy graduates. Now, our graduates in mathematics, statistics, and data science along with our data theory majors, you will pioneer the mastery of the flood of data that we must now process in order to understand and manage an ever more complex world. All of this and more will be addressed by you, our graduates in, and this is a chance for you to show, atmospheric and oceanic sciences, Earth, planetary, and space sciences, statistics and data science, environmental science, physics and astronomy, mathematics, chemistry and biochemistry, physical sciences graduates. You all live here with a deep fund of knowledge in the science underlying what we know about our world. You also carry with you finely honed skills in reasoning and analysis that will equip you to overcome the most daunting intellectual challenges that will be thrown your way. You are the cream of the crop. You have mastered the hard sciences. Chancellor Frank, it is my honor to present to you the dedicated, inquisitive, analytical, gifted, and altogether stellar candidates for the degrees of Bachelors of Science and Bachelors of Arts from the Division of Physical Sciences.
Thank you, Miguel. Candidates for the bachelor degrees from physical sciences, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degree in the Division of Humanities is Dean Alexandra Minna Stern.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Hunt. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in the Division of Humanities please rise if you are able and remain standing? Okay. You are off to a great start. Let's hear from you. When I think of you and I see you out there today, I reflect that the greatest public research university in the land educates experts and seekers of knowledge of many kinds, and that among these, since UCLA's founding a century ago, there have always been experts in humankind. You should count yourself among the young people who have felt called to study the human legacy itself, the thought and languages and literatures and arts that define our personal and social lives and long cultural histories. Indeed, universities have since their earliest beginnings over a millennium ago made a place for fundamental consideration of human value, human meaning, and human improvement. And it was from this seed of the humanities that the university grew and continues to grow, even as we faced ever-renewed challenges and opportunities. Humanities graduates, what have you learned and what will you take with you from UCLA to teach others? Okay, and get ready, you're about to be cued. You are graduates in philosophy. And exacting caretakers of the truth. You are graduates in linguistics. Scholars of language itself as a human faculty and medium of communication. You are art historians. Keen observers of the image and its uses. You are scholars of religion and how humans' deepest beliefs about the world shape their lives. And many of you, including those who have minored in our more than 60 languages in the division, are learners of difficult languages and sharp and independent-minded readers of the literatures of the world. And let's review what some of them are that you have studied. First, English. Asian languages and cultures. Near Eastern languages and cultures. Comparative literature. Classics. Spanish and Portuguese. Slavic, East European, and Eurasian languages and cultures. And European languages and transcultural studies. And many of you here have completed minors in digital humanities and in the study of religion. I hope that you've completed the coursework for your degree with joy in learning and with a real drive to understand all that is human. But I know that you're also very aware of the practical, very considerable powers you have acquired. You are highly trained writers and speakers. You are readers and translators and interpreters of complex human situations, including situations of conflict. You are living encyclopedias of culture and spokespeople for the commitments held most dear by human beings. And you are critics, critical thinkers, creators, free thinkers, fighters for justice, and continually self-correcting learners. And these are real powers that any workplace or career you might pursue will need. And they're also very clearly the powers that the world needs today. Chancellor Frank, I present to you the eloquent, cultured, erudite, thoughtful, resourceful, empathetic, and passionately humane candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts from the Division of Humanities.
Thank you, Alex. Candidates for the bachelor's degree from humanities, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the Division of Life Sciences is Dean Tracy Johnson.
Thank you, Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Hunt. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts in the Division of Life Sciences please rise if you are able and remain standing? I'd like to start by congratulating you all for all that you've accomplished over these 4 truly extraordinary years. While this has been a time that has brought some challenges for all of us, there have been opportunities for extraordinary growth and remarkable triumphs. To this end, it's important to take stock of what the disciplines in the life sciences, which you have all explored and embraced, have accomplished over this truly extraordinary time. Accomplishments like research in psychology that has helped us to understand and, yes, ameliorate psychological stress. Advances in computational and systems biology that have allowed us to develop computational models that can predict the structure of proteins and design drugs to target their functions. And because of fundamental studies in immunology and molecular biology, we can reprogram immune cells to fight cancer. Advances in molecular genetics have made it possible for the first time to develop gene therapy to treat sickle cell anemia and other devastating diseases. Yes, in this short time that you have been students at UCLA, disciplines in the life sciences have quite literally been at the center of addressing the most fundamental global challenges of our time. But frankly, this isn't new, because life sciences disciplines have long been at the forefront of addressing the most fundamental and existential questions of our time. Questions like, what is the impact of human activity on the planet? And what do we need to do to mitigate negative effects? How do we prevent and cure life-threatening diseases? What is consciousness? How do we think? How do we learn? How do we love? And how does that 3-pound organ inside of our skulls affect all of this? At UCLA, to address these exciting biological questions, we offer dozens of majors in the life sciences. And of course, life sciences is home to the largest number of undergraduate majors at UCLA. So, some of those majors include computational and systems biology, ecology, behavior, and evolution, marine biology, human biology and society, cognitive science, microbiology, immunology, and molecular genetics, molecular cell and developmental biology, physiology, neuroscience, psychobiology, biology, and psychology. As UCLA has recently marked 100 years, our graduating Bruins will lead us into the next 100 years as our future leaders, doctors, teachers, research scientists, therapists, entrepreneurs, and of course, global citizens. So, Chancellor Frank, it is my honor to present to you the psychologically well-adjusted, neurologically well-connected, ecologically sensitive, evolutionarily complex, immunologically flexible, molecularly elegant, physiologically well-integrated, computationally sophisticated, and absolutely amazing candidates for the degree the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts in the Life Sciences.
Very impressive. Thank you, Tracy. Candidates for the bachelor's degrees from the life sciences, please be seated. Presenting the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the Division of Social Sciences is Dean Abel Valenzuela, Jr.
Thank you, Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Hunt. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts in the Division of Social Sciences, if you are able, please rise loudly and proudly and remain standing. Today marks not only the completion of a degree, but the culmination of years of curiosity, sacrifice, growth, and determination. Each of you should be incredibly proud of what you have accomplished. Our motto in the social sciences is engaging Los Angeles, changing the world. And you are now positioned and expected to take what you have learned and make your mark on the world. As social scientists, you will have the opportunity to claim a seat at the table to help shape the positive changes you want to see in the world. As social scientists, you will address economic, political, and social conditions in order to create more equity and opportunity in our public and our private institutions. As social scientists, you will examine the roots of social and cultural conflicts to move us towards a more just and humane society, one in which kindness, thoughtful engagement, and connection among all of us will drive meaningful change and will inspire tremendous good. As social scientists, you will communicate across cultures and communities, forging enduring partnerships with people different from yourselves, whether from different neighborhoods, different cities, different states, different political parties, or different nations, in part because we are one UCLA and we embrace our differences and expansiveness across multiple spaces. As social scientists from UCLA, you have learned from the faculty in 20 departments, highly ranked, that are among the best in the world, and you will be active agents for change in the construction of a better society, and I am profoundly in awe of your accomplishments now, and we all await your impact moving forward. All of you in the social sciences, and here's the sign-off, including geography. Aerospace, Military Science, and Naval Science, American Indian Studies, Communication, Labor Studies, Anthropology, Archaeology, Asian American Studies, Gender Studies, LGBTQ Studies, Chicana, Chicano, and Central American Studies, History, Sociology, African American Studies, Political Science, and Economics. You have learned to look at the world through a new lens of understanding. You have the research skills, the cultural insight, and community-oriented perspective to change the world. Today, we celebrate your achievements and the promise of a future that benefits from your leadership. You have reached this moment, not despite the challenges you have faced, but because you faced these challenges with dedication, thoughtfulness, and hard work. Chancellor Frank, I am honored to present to you the most socially engaged, research-savvy, service-oriented, culturally creative, interactionally skillful, intersubjectively attuned, connected in multimodal ways, around-the-clock inspired and inspiring, multilingual, multicultural, and multi-everything you could ever think of, plus more, the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts from the great UCLA Division of Social Sciences.
Thank you, Abel. Candidates for the bachelor's degrees from the Division of Social Sciences, please be seated. The candidates for bachelor's degrees have now been presented. I call on Chancellor Frank to confer the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts on the class of 2026. Will all of the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts please stand and remain standing?
Graduates, your presence here is a testament to your talent, dedication, and resilience. The class of 2026 has earned a special place in our university's 107-year story. And while your time as an undergraduate student may be coming to an end, you will always be a Bruin. The knowledge and skills you've gained, both in the classroom and beyond, will guide you as you navigate and shape a rapidly evolving world. We hope you will keep this remarkable place close, that you will love this place, as Liam invited us to do, wherever life takes you. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the moment your families and friends are here for. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. Before receiving your degree, you wore your tassels on the right side of your mortarboards. Now, it is time to move the tassel to the left and join the select company of UCLA graduates. Congratulations!
To close commencement, Please join in the singing of the alma mater, Hail to the Hills of Westwood, performed by Trinity de la Cruz, Sophie Spear, Andreas Delgado, and Kyle Shu from the Herb Alpert School of Music.
Hail to the hills of Westwood, to the mighty sea below. Hail to our alma mater, she will conquer every foe. For we're loyal to the Southland, her honor will uphold. We'll gladly give our hearts to thee, to the blue and to the gold.
Thank you, Trinity, Sophie, Andreas, and Kyle, and to all of you for joining us here today to congratulate the class of 2026. Best wishes, congratulations, and go Bruins.